For Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. I'm currently the chair, Krista Yoakum. To my right is Commissioner Roma Amundson, and to my left is Commissioner Matt Schulte. Please rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance with us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, you may begin with the location announcement.
Location announcement of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act. A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall 3 of the hearing room. Additionally, all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available for electronic viewing from the county clerk's staff. Printing options are available upon request. These materials can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Item 1 is the minutes. Approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on September 12th, 2023.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yoakum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 2 are the claims. 2A, approval of the claims process through September 19th, 2023.
Move approval of the claims processed.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the claims. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yoakum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 2B, approval of a claim to the Mediation Center in the amount of $8,550.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this claim. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yoakum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 3 are the consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there is an exception, these items will be approved as one with a single vote of the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of amendments to the following county contracts. C-20-0749 with Envirotech Services, Inc. for corrosion-inhibited liquid magnesium chloride. C-23-06414 with Atlas Technical Consultants, LLC to provide air quality testing. C-23-0031 ODP Business Solutions, LLC for office supplies and products. Items B, right-of-way contracts with the following: 3801 Harney, LLC, Northwest 12th Street and West Rock Creek Road in the amount of $560. Harlan Jr. and Missy Duschat, South 162nd Street and Firth Road in the amount of $1,155. Donald M. and Cheryl J. Crozy, South 162nd Street and Firth Road in the amount of $517.50. Buell Land Development Corp., South 54th Street and Stagecoach Road in the amount of $4,510. Roy R. and Rose May Pomisel, Irrevocable Family Trust, Southwest 128th Street and West Hallam Road in the amount of $330. Betty S. Moormeyer Revocable Trust, South 46th Street and Bennett Road in the amount of $595. Luella C. Reddish Trust and Lois J. Johnson Revocable Trust, South 72nd Street and West Princeton Road in the amount of $865. Calvin L. and Jody L. Stearns, Northwest 84th Street and West Middle Road in the amount of $9. Gary D. Godkin, North 27th Street and Agnew Road in the amount of $379. Item 3C, utility permit 2423, allowing Charter Spectrum to install communication lines in the south right-of-way of West Adams Street. Utility permits 2403 and 2404, allowing Bauer Underground, Inc. under project management of JEO Consulting Group, Inc. for ARPA Broadband Phase 2 for the following: Run 4 along Nebraska State Highway 43, Run 5 along Nebraska State Highway 43. Item 3E, grant contract with Asian Community and Cultural Center for the Welcoming Coordinator Program in the amount of $75,000. Item 3F, grant contract with Omni Inventive Care for the Truancy Diversion Parent Management Training Program in the amount of $7,280. Item 3G, grant contract with Omni Inventive Care for the Truancy Diversion Therapy Program in the amount of $10,000. Item 3H, received and placed on file the County Treasurer Report of the 2020 distress warrants. And item 3DI, setting a public hearing on Tuesday, September 26th, 2023 at 9:00 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building regarding setting the final tax request at a different amount than the prior year tax request.
Move approval of the consent items.
Second. I just make a little comment that one of these right-of-ways is for $9. And I think that just shows, it was a super, super small amount. It just shows how the right-of-way people do a good job of crossing i's and dotting t's and making sure we're not trespassing on people's land by getting the right away. So thanks for that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent items. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Items carried 3-0. Item 4 is the public hearing, Comprehensive Plan Amendment Number 23009 to amend the 2050 Lincoln-Lancaster County Comprehensive Plan by adopting the Local Food System Plan.
We will now open the public hearing. And do you wish to address it first? Thank you. Please come forward. You'll need to be sworn in for this.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth and nothing but the truth? If so, please answer I do.
I do.
Please sign in and state your name for the record.
Thank you. I'll move to this one. Good morning. My name is Kim Morrow. I serve as Chief Sustainability Officer for the city, address 555 South 10th Street. And I'm delighted to speak this morning to the local food system plan that is before you for your consideration. Just a brief couple of notes about the plan. This is a plan that was in process for over a year and a half. It outlines a set of interconnected, forward-thinking activities that will strengthen our community's local food system through an implementation of plans and policies. We undertook this planning process to expand local entrepreneurial opportunities, to support local farmers, to foster a sense of pride in Lincoln's community, and to improve our food security and climate resilience. The plan had a lot of community input all along the way and the support of many diverse community partners. The plan includes 4 main goals, which are to increase and ensure access to healthy food for all, to increase local food production and local food security, to promote food practices that protect soil, water, and air, and to reduce food waste. And I'll just leave it at that for my summary, but I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
There has been a lot of work, as you said, a year and a half, and I know there was a lot of work even before it was formalized a year and a half ago. But this is exciting to get to this point.
Yeah, I'm really happy about this. This is great.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak? Did you care to speak, Tim?
I don't believe so.
Anyone else to speak in support? Anyone else to speak neutral or in opposition? And seeing no further questions, we will close the public hearing.
Thank you.
Item 5, new business. 5A, resolution in the matter of Comprehensive Plan Amendment Number 23009 to amend the 2050 Lincoln-Lancaster County Comprehensive Plan by adopting the Local Food System Plan.
And I would move approval.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the comprehensive food plan. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Item carries 3-0. Item 5B, approval of the revision to the Emergency Management Specialist Classification Description effective September 19th, 2023.
Good morning, Jim David, Saber Director, Lincoln Lancaster County Emergency Management. This is the first of 3 agenda items that deal with the adding of our training specialist position. Since it's considered a specialist position, we needed to do some wordsmithing with the basic emergency management specialist position, and that's the first action item. So I could answer any questions about that and patiently stand by for number 2 and 3.
This is a new position that we just approved in the budget
The
process.
training specialist is the next one on the agenda.
Okay.
Yes, sir. The
This one is
specialist
existing.
position primarily is responsible for the admin business management responsibilities.
Okay, gotcha, great. Thanks for clarifying that.
Do you have any questions or a motion?
I'd move approval for 5B.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve the revision to the emergency management specialist classification. Please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 5C, approval of the Emergency Management Training Specialist Classification Description effective September 19th, 2023.
And this is the newly created position. So again, following the lead from Human Resources, we needed to adjust the language from the specialist position before creating and adopting the training specialist position, and that's the item that's before you now.
I guess I do have a question about both of these roles. So is the emergency specialist position currently filled?
Yes.
But this one will be posted relatively soon
The
after.
training specialist, I
training.
hope, is posted at the end of this week, yes.
Okay, good.
I would move approval.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 5D, resolution in the matter of adopting a salary schedule for emergency management training specialist.
And finally, since this was a newly created position, Human Resources conducted some market research to identify what comparable pay would be. And for the training specialist, it came in a little bit higher than the specialist position. So when the scale, when the steps were revised, they came up with a pay step scale for the specialist position and then a second one for the newly created training specialist.
And I would move approval of that salary schedule.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 5E, resolution in the matter of adopting benefits for county employees in the unclassified service.
Commissioners, the new position that you just approved is an unclassified position. This is merely amending this resolution in order to include that position within the resolution setting benefits.
Great. Thank you for that clarification.
Move approval.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to adopt this resolution. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 5F, appointment to the Air Pollution Control Advisory Board for terms expiring September 1st, 2026 of Joe Francis and Katie Gutierrez.
Good morning. Gary Bergstrom, Air Quality Program Supervisor, Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department, 3131 Oak Street. Bringing forward this morning 2 new appointments to our Air Pollution Control Advisory Board. Just a brief refresher, it's a 9-member board composed of 5 public members, 4 industry reps. We'll be appointing 1 of each this morning, 1 new public member, 1 new industry rep. And without, I'll let them give themselves some brief introductions and let you ask any questions.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. These volunteer positions are really important. We'd love to hear why you're interested in this.
Yeah, my name is Katie Gutierrez. I'm representing Lincoln Electric System. I've been an environmental specialist there for just about 9 years now. My career and background are environmental compliance. I did get my start at LLCHD as an intern, so coming full circle here. I've worked on both sides, industry and as a regulator, and I feel like I can balance that need of industry with the needs of what the community needs for natural resources. So I'm excited to support the AppCab and work that they're doing.
Great, thank you.
Good morning. My name's Joe Francis. I retired from the Department of Department of Environment and Energy about 3 years ago. I'm a little unique in that I spent my entire career with what is now NDEE and served in a number of capacities, including running the air quality program, and in that time worked quite a bit with Lincoln Lancaster County and have always been impressed with what they do. With regard to why I want to do this, Lincoln and Lancaster County has been really good to my family and me. It's an opportunity for me to give back a little bit, hopefully. And it has always, I've been fortunate in that my personal and professional interests have always really aligned, and this is just really kind of a continuation of that. So an opportunity for me to give back to the community and look forward to serving.
Thank you very much.
Well, we're indeed fortunate to have you come forward as volunteers.
Yeah.
Feels like a very strong committee or advisory board.
Yeah, having people like you who have knowledge and interest in the industry on the board that you're going to serve is exactly the kind of people that should be appointed to groups like this. I'd move approval of F.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve these appointments. Please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Item 5G, appointment of Bailey Fight to the Lincoln Lancaster County Planning Commission for a term to expire August 24th, 2029.
Good morning, David Carey, Director of the Planning Department. Pleased to introduce Bailey Fight as our new appointee to the Planning Commission. Obviously, an important position. A lot of the work that we do goes through the Planning Commission. I just want to note that I'm excited to work with Bailey. She comes to us as an educator, as an advocate, and as a volunteer in the community. And I can speak for her a little bit, saying that she's very excited about doing this. So I'll just hand it off to her to let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Bailey Fight, and yes, I guess I'm just very excited to be able to be involved in the community a little bit more, and especially in a town that I've lived in my entire life. I appreciate the infrastructures we have now and the development and the growth that we have, and I would love to be part of the future of the city and making sure everything's available for all our members. And David Carey's wonderful expertise in the planning department and those individuals, and learning from my fellow commissioners as well. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you for your willingness to serve, and I would move approval.
I will second this motion so we can bring it to discussion.
I'm going to vote no on this, even though I know Bailey well. She and I met in a small group for coffee for a couple of years. But my vote is not against her as a person. I have a lot of respect for Bailey. My vote is more connected to the process. As I mentioned with the previous candidates, having experience in the industry that's being impacted is very important to me on these committees, and I think that makes a lot of sense. I also think that we should consider a policy that mirrors that of the state. At the state, most boards and appointments have a limit of no more than 50% of its members coming from a single political party. This has served us well and should be mirrored here at the local level, too. Appointments should not be used for political advancement. In this case, we have an appointee who has expressed aspirations, and I believe that this appointment is set to advance those aspirations. Citizens with knowledge and relevant experience should be placed on boards like this. The city has, from my experience, personal experience at the organization I run, as well as talking with builders, has some broken processes connected to land development and planning that are limiting growth as well as driving up the cost of housing. The planning committee clearly needs an additional member from the community and from the development community and land use community.
I will be voting yes on this, and I will be voting yes because Bailey has definitely exhibited her desire to serve our community in many, many ways, certainly as an educator, and then because she had expressed interest in running for office previously, it's clear that this service to the community is in her soul and in who she is. And I do believe that these boards do need a mix of experts in the field, as well as community members who have a finger on the pulse of what's going on in the community and what the needs of the community are. And as we're facing, the need for low-income housing and for additional housing, educators see that on a daily basis. And so I will be voting yes.
And I will be voting yes also. And the reason for that is that it is because of the makeup of the board and how that has been done over decades, I think, since it was actually formed. And actually you are a city the city is responsible for appointing you. Mm-hmm. And when it comes down to a time when the county can appoint one, then I think that is the discussion that we need to have. So.
And I do just want to say this was an appointment by the mayor, approved by the city council. This is the last step here, is approval. Please call the roll.
Amundson?
Yes.
Schulte?
No.
Yocum?
Yes.
Motion carries 2-1. Item 5H, request for an exceptional circumstance award under Personnel Rule 17.9B for Jenna Vogt, County Engineering, for a one-step pay increase.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. Today, I bring before you the recommendation for a one-step increase for Jenna Vogt. Jenna Vogt is a very experienced engineer. She came to us from one of the local consultants. She is an expert in our environmental permitting, which is critical to our continuously pushing projects forward. We have some compression amongst some of our wages in the rest of the engineering staff, and I think it's critical that we do whatever we can to retain Ms. Vogt.
Well, I read the reason, and it appears that Jenna has tremendous knowledge, and is very detailed, and is very necessary in order to do the road design and so forth, and knowledge of state and local standards. So I would move approval of that request.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 5I, recommendation from the county engineer to piggyback off of an existing unit price contract for tree pruning and removal services with the following: Custom Tree Care Inc., Hurricane Tree Service, Klugs LLC, doing business as Klugs Tree Service, Capital Arborist Tree, and True Blue Tree Service. The total combined contract amount is $100,000.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. So this, you're seeing this come before you in this manner because when it went through purchasing initially, it just said City of Lincoln, and Lancaster County got left off of it inadvertently. I just want the commissioners to know that although I'm an engineer and we're sometimes accused of not being lovers of the trees, I try to keep whatever trees we can wherever they're safe. This is to remove trees that are large and unsafe that for equipment that is probably bigger than what we really have. And then in addition to that, we have started a new program where we remove trees and we stockpile them all at the Roca Quarry, and then we grind them up later with a tub grinder and use that as slash mulch for erosion control, which is very environmentally sensitive and it keeps those trees out of the landfill, which is super important to me. So this contract will also help us do that.
Move approval.
Second.
This motion has we have a motion and a second, so please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 5J, acceptance of the Office of Justice Programs Grant Award entitled BGA Fiscal Year 2022 State Criminal Alien Assistance Program in the amount of $80,916 to be used for correctional purposes.
Do we have a motion to accept this grant?
I will move approval.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 5K, statement of acceptance of possession and future responsibility in relation to County Contract C-22-0802 with Nebraska Administrative Office of the Courts and Probation for the transfer of audio-visual components and equipment to be used in Lancaster County courtrooms.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 5L, grant contract with the Lincoln Rose Society to promote its Fall Rose Show in an amount not to exceed $480 from the Visitors Promotion Fund.
This is really a great program that we have here with the Lincoln Rose Society, and so I think that that's great. I will move approval of that.
Second. It's also good return for our bang for our buck, right?
It feels like a very small investment, but
Yeah.
it makes a difference in their budget,
Yes, it
certainly.
does.
Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 5M, contract with Federal Signal Corporation to provide construction for 3 outdoor warning sirens. The cost of the county is not to exceed $91,589.40.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 5N, contract with Pavers Incorporated to provide the annual supply of cold mix asphalt. The cost of the county is not to exceed $2,500.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve this contract. Please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 6 is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
Is there anyone wishing to speak during public comment? Please sign in and state your name for the record, and you will have 5 minutes.
gonna be showing a web page.
Whatever you show on the dot cam, we need a copy of.
If you're showing something from your screen, we would need a physical copy.
Showing an internet accessible web page.
We can talk about it after the meeting.
Yeah.
I'll come get what we need.
Maybe you have heard, Ken Anderson, Douglas County. Maybe you have heard down in Hines County about the supervisor running for re-election down there. And he noticed, shall we call it, he calls it a high-tech election heist. And he'd been targeted by the Democrat Party powers that be down there to be primaried. He's Democrat. He is, their primary election was August 8th, and he feels that he should have won it. Maybe, maybe not, but he is bringing up the ES&S as part of what he would call fraud going on down there. Now, I'm bringing it up just to say ES&S promised to show up at a meeting about August 31st, trying to help him and his staff get to the bottom of what was going on down there, and ES&S was a no-show. It was a Zoom call, Skype or something like that, and ES&S just didn't care enough. They had promised they'd show up via Skype or Zoom. And ES&S is in a perfect position, or in a great position, to help them get to the bottom of, help them find out the honest truth about the matter. And they were just a no-show. And I had, that'll be the end of that right now, but I had wanted to bring up an email that I had received from ES&S back in 2018 as an applicant for employment. I evidently, out of my own honesty, deleted it. So I can't show it to you. But they CC'd, not BCC'd. They CC'd all the other applicants for the position. And we all had each other's email addresses because of their incompetence doing that. They're a huge company, international company, and they CC'd all the applicants before we had ever met each other, before we ever knew each other existed, anything. And I had wanted to show that to you just for the effect and generate some angst in you that that gal was the head of, I don't know, if she was in HR probably or something, and I wanted to show you her name, but I think out of my own honesty, I deleted that email. And it spoke of how to go through the process of accessing their application portal, which never worked. And so that's why I just discontinued that process with ES&S. I could see they don't have their ducks in a row, as huge of a company as they are. They can't get their portal working for their applicants. They CC the applicants' names to each other. I'm sorry for that. I put that on Do Not Disturb, and I don't understand why it's still going off. But, and this was after I had spoken in person with a employee, if you will, of ES&S, and I just sensed something not right about the way he was relating to me. So these things added up, and I just had a bad feeling about ES&S since then. They don't have their ducks in a row. And I heard a comment, overheard a comment by somebody saying, well, people just think that ES&S is such a large company, of course they're doing things right because they're so profitable. Well, they're not doing things right. Thank you.
Is there anyone else wishing to speak this morning?
Want me to sign in?
Please.
All right, we'll do.
Do you need me to state my name and my address?
Yes, please.
And I can just do it right here? All right.
Yep.
Sean Wheat, 538 North 24th Street, apartment number 6, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68503. Well, good morning, County Commissioners. My name is Sean Wheat. I live in Lincoln, and I've been in Lincoln for a while, and I really love being here. And, you know, just like most residents of this great city, I believe in productive politics. I don't have, you know, a specific issue of, oh, you know, I have this grievance, I have that grievance. You know, I just want to say that as a resident here, just like anybody, I believe in productive politics. And I also, you know, recently we just lost the great Bill Richardson, you know, and a lot of people came together during his loss. And I think that right now, you know, I really want to publicly thank the county board, because as we all know, you know, in the great city of Lincoln, we're all about this idea of we the people. You know, the land of the free and the home of the brave. And, you know, Mr. Flowerday represents me. He's not here right now. But, you know, I would just say that, you know, as we come together in this room, I don't think that anyone's like religion or, you know, racial background matters. You know, that we're all here to work together. And, you know, that's really my message, is that I just want to thank you folks and, you know, who are here serving. And, you know, that's what I'm about, is that I'm about productive politics. And I'm just really about having a city here in Lincoln where we can just come together and work, and I feel that. So without farther ado, I yield.
Thank you for coming this morning. Is there anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing none, we can close the public comments.
Item 7 is announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Thursday, September 21st, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold the following meetings and public hearings on Tuesday, September 26th, 2023 at 9 a.m. in room 112 of the County City Building. The regular meeting, a public hearing regarding setting the final tax request at a different amount than the prior year tax request, and a public hearing regarding vacation of a portion of Branched Oak Road between North 27th Street and North 40th Street located in Lancaster County, Nebraska. And a joint public hearing involving the City of Hickman, City of Lincoln, City of Waverly, Lincoln Public Schools, and Southeast Community College will be held on Tuesday, September 19th, 2023 at 6:30 p.m. in room 112 of the County City Building. The hearing will include presentations by each political subdivision regarding its intent to increase its property tax request and the effect of such request on its budget. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on LNK TV. LNK TV is available on Allo Channel 2 and Spectrum Channel 1300. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on YouTube and Facebook. LNK TV apps are also available on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. And then item 8 is adjournment.
Move that
We
we
adjourn.
adjourn. Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.
We will now open the Lancaster County Board of Equalization meeting for Tuesday, September 19th, 2023.
Location announcement of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act. A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available for electronic viewing from the county clerk's staff. Printing options are available upon request. These materials can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Item 1 is the minutes. Approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, September 5th, 2023.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 2, additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls.
Move approval of the additions and deductions.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the additions and deductions. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 3, the 2023 homestead exemption applications late filings for David Boy, Terrence Buckholtz, David and Lila Cervantes, Margaret Jean Crocker, Mary Dickey, Cindy Durr, Dale and Jane Hermsmeyer, Richard and Rosalie Holman, Kenneth Jensen, Sandra Johnson, Mary Lehman, Phyllis and William Lear, Francisco Natalia Martinez, Ronald and Patricia Massey, Olivia McClung, Lynn M. Nelson, Tina and Brian Polson, Marilyn Schoenthal, Royanne Schroeder, Brenda Jo Shepler, Kay Sell, Tree Tran and Vui Tonu, Stephen Walling, Charles and Cora Tweedy, Stephen and Roberta Wolves, Clydia Towng, and Rosemary Zumpf.
Good morning. Corey Beatty, County Assessor, Register of Deeds Office. These homestead exemptions were received after the statutory filing deadline of June 30th. But as you know, in the past, the Board of Equalization can extend that filing deadline to July 20th, as long as these people have met that filing criteria, which they have, and none of them have filed late for 2 consecutive years. So our recommendation would be approval of all 27 applications.
Thank you for that explanation.
I'd move approval of the homestead exemption applications.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to approve these late filings. Please call the roll.
Schulte,
Yes.
Amundson,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 4, public hearings for the motor vehicle tax exemption applications for Cornerstone Christian Church, Catholic Social Services, Lin Kwang Buddhist Center, Immaculate Heart of Mary Catholic Church, Good Neighbor Community Center, Union College, Parkview Christian School, Women in Community Service Incorporated, and Christ Place.
A motion to approve?
It's a
It's
hearing.
public
Oh,
hearing.
I'm sorry. We will now open the, thank you. We will now open the public hearing regarding the motor vehicle tax exemption applications. Is there anyone here wishing to speak on these motor vehicle tax exemption applications? Seeing none, we can close the public hearing.
Item 5, action on the following, the motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
Move approval of the motor vehicle tax exemption applications?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0. Item 6 is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to County Board of Equalization business not on the agenda may do so at this time.
Is there anyone present wishing to speak on the on any items to the Board of the County Board of Equalization that is not on the agenda? Seeing none, we may proceed.
Item 7 is adjournment.
Move that we adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Please call the roll.
Amundson,
Yes.
Schulte,
Yes.
Yocum.
Yes.
Motion carries 3-0.